Good morning, good evening, night. Welcome everybody to the second episode of the podcast that we're going to start.
God knows what name it is.
We're here. Let's talk.
So, what's new in the anime world?
I don't know. You guys just pretty much picked me up off the street and offered me $20 to whore myself out to this podcast.
Shh. No. The viewers do not need to know that.
Oh. My apologies.
Cut! No.
You are losing $5.
There goes your McDonald's.
No value size for you.
And I brought these assless chaps for nothing.
Oh, those are not for nothing.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Oh my.
Oh.
Okay.
Whenever you do
All
that,
right,
I think of Ludo, because they do that at the beginning of some of their songs. Oh. That's how like it happened. It was Darius and no.
I'm on the Valve website under the news thing, trying to follow along with what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The latest item is Steam announces family sharing.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I don't understand why this is. I mean, it's not really breaking. Like, it's not earth-shattering news.
No, but it's something they have to release for people. Like, whenever they were releasing information about the Xbox One, before they completely changed everything that they were going to do.
That's because they were getting completely shit on by the entire community.
Well, it's true.
But here is something earth-shattering. Steam is now available for Linux, which happened back in February. Damn, I'm slow.
As slow
I
as
don't really follow anything that Steam's doing right now. I've been kind of sticking away from the whole gaming bit. I mean, I'm always watching Let's Plays and stuff, but the biggest thing I have to talk about with that is just GTA 5 coming out, and personally,
do you want to
am
know
not impressed.
Do you want to know how far off the gaming reservation I am?
You
know BioShock you know BioShock Infinite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought it, what was it, 3 months ago. It is still in the shrink wrap.
Oh God.
Really?
Wow. I'll borrow that if you.
How could you hold
Yeah,
this
yeah.
back?
That
honestly,
is a beautiful game. You should definitely
because
play it.
I've heard a lot about BioShock, but I have never played one of the games, and...
Oh, you want to play one of the other ones first?
No, I don't.
Oh, because the story doesn't connect between 2 and Infinite.
I know, it
does.
It's episodic.
Well, sorta.
Mostly episodic, and that's okay. I'll be fine.
Well, it works out if you play Infinite first, because Infinite's technically a prequel.
Which is awesome. It's also steampunky.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. You'll love the shit out of that.
I like me some steampunk.
I got a lot of steampunk builders on my Minecraft server.
Oh, speaking of games that I don't play, I have Steam too. You know, I have it on my desktop. I don't have it on my laptop, which would make more sense because my laptop is significantly more powerful than my desktop. I need to go into my desktop and overhaul it, clean it out, make it faster, make it better, make it stronger.
Harder.
Anyway. But yeah, this laptop is relatively new. It's about 8 months old, and it's still running beautifully. It runs 8, but I have managed to make it so that 8 is awesome and not a piece of shit.
How the hell did you fucking manage that? That's like God's work there, and I'm not a holy person.
Well, what I did was there is this godsend company called Stardock, and they, I don't know if they're a subsidiary of Microsoft or what, but they have come up with this thing, this
Seriously,
patch.
Cat, you don't want what I have. Get away.
So they made this patch download so that you download this and it gives you your start menu back.
Oh, that's all I want. My start menu back.
Oh.
I know.
Everything else I can put up with, but I need that start menu. I do so much file modifications and stuff.
You can rule the world with the start menu.
You can take over Nazi Germany with the start menu.
Maybe that's what it is. It's a conspiracy against Nazi Germany.
The Third Reich has nothing on Windows.
You can start a Fourth Reich with a start menu.
The Third Reich has created Windows 8 so that they can assist themselves in creating the fourth.
See, but the downside about starting the Fourth Reich is there will be tons of glitches and errors in it. So there will be a Fifth Reich, and then there will be an update to that, and then a sixth and the seventh, and then they'll match.
And then they'll update the beta, and everything will be cool for a little bit, and then they'll start fucking it up again.
Yeah, and then we'll lose the start menu all over again and be like, why did we get rid of this? This is stupid. What are we doing?
I can't help but wonder who the Jews are in this situation. Who or what, in fact.
Windows 7 lovers.
Windows 7.
No, the Jews would obviously have to be Apple, their arch nemesis.
I guess.
It's just like, well, come on, you just got to look at it like this. Apple makes a lot of money. Apple's considered one of the better products, but they take a lot of your money.
I feel like that's a little bit racist, but we're going to let it slide.
A little? You kidding me?
Anyway.
The instant this podcast airs, there's probably going to be some Jewish guy just hate mailing me for the rest of my life.
Dude, nobody watches my shit.
Dude, you've got like already got like 7 of those.
I've got 64 subscribers. I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing.
Ain't worried about shit.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for it.
But I've been wanting to record a podcast with some buddies for a while, so I think you two are like top-notch idea for a podcast.
Hey,
Woot.
That's really great, Shane. I love you.
Anyway, that gives me that.
Let's move on. I want to ask you guys a question.
Okay.
What upcoming cons are you guys browsing?
We're looking at Apocalypse, and I know, and then I don't think I can afford, like, if I can make it to Apocalypse, it'll be a miracle.
Yeah.
Dude, my cousin lives right next to Apocalypse, and we were at the family reunion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he gets there, and I haven't seen him for like, what? Oh shit! I haven't seen the guy for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And he looks, needless to say, he looks a lot bigger than he was when he was
like wider or taller or just more all around.
Just bigger.
Are we talking like Chris Farley bigger or Arnold bigger?
No, we're talking Jaden Smith bigger.
Oh, okay.
Like from The Pursuit of Happiness to that other movie that they did. What was the newest?
Karate Kid?
No.
Oh.
The terrible one where it also had Will Smith in it?
Yeah, that science fiction film.
Yeah.
What was it?
I must not have seen this one.
Earth.
I think it was like After Earth or something.
After Earth. That's it. After Earth. We're talking Jaden Smith from Pursuit of Happiness to After Earth.
Sweet baby.
Was Jaden Smith in Pursuit of Happiness?
Dude, he was the child.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie all the way through.
Oh, it's so good. You need to watch it.
I know it's good because
really is.
the only bits that I've seen is from watching it in class, and of course, you know, you can only watch so much of a movie in class. So
dude, we watched it in class last week, and we watched it all the way through. We were like the teacher and us were like glued to the screen.
School ended before we could finish the movie, so I've never finished it. I know he was trying to sell some like printer or something.
It was a scanner.
Scanners.
Anyway, back to the topic. Anyway, so my cousin grew up, and he gets there, and he looks, you know, just discontented with the whole situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go to give him a big hug because, you know, I haven't seen him for all these years, and he you know, Shane and Drew, you know how aggressively I hug.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know my fantastic hugs.
If your hug was any more aggressive, it'd be considered sexual assault.
I know.
Yeah,
so
both me and you were renowned for our hugs.
So I give him the beautiful, luscious Nathan hug.
Mm-hmm.
And
cringing just thinking about it.
you know, he's just like it's a family hug. You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
He's family. And you know, I feel like I'm hugging Hitler.
Sieg Heil.
You know, but he gives that vibe of being so uptight.
It's like, what the fuck are you hugging me for?
You know, he just like I feel like he's scared or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And as we all know, Hitler was a very scared little man.
Little Hitler.
Anywho, so yeah, that puts me off for about 2 hours, and then he comes up to me and he's just like, so I'm seeing like we're friends on Facebook and everything, and I'm seeing on your newsfeed that you're like this big anime fan, and I'm just like, yep,
Yep.
yeah, that be me, that be me. So he's just like, yeah, that's cool. Like I'm sort of into anime myself, and I'm just like.
Go on.
And in my head, I'm just like recruitment opportunity.
Great. Now my phone charger isn't working.
It's just like alarm bells are going off in every corner of my brain, going like, get him in, get him in the house. Anyway, so I'm just like, really? And he's just like, yeah. And I see that you do a lot of cosplays and you go to a lot of these conventions and everything. And he says, it looks like great fun, but it's just, I wish I had the chance to go to one. And I'm just like, really? Well, where do you live? And he's like, hold on a second. I can't remember.
Great. Now my charge cord isn't working.
Rockford, Illinois?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. He says, so he says, I'm like, oh, where do you live? And he's like, Rockford.
Yeah.
Near Rockford. And I'm just like, wait, Rockford is in James Rockford from the Rockford Files, James Garner, or Rockford as in Rockford, Illinois? And he's like, Rockford, Illinois. and I'm just like, huh, cool. And just so we're clear, which direction is that from here? And he's like, north. And I'm like, oh, cool. We're in Grafton, by the way, which is near Alton.
Yeah.
Which is near Edwardsville, which is near St. Louis. But St. Louis isn't in Illinois, so... See, nobody knows where anything close to St. Louis in Illinois is, so...
Right, it's like, Dupo is literally, like, just across the... Like, you have to basically go through Dupo to get to St. Louis from anywhere, but nobody knows where the fuck Dupo is. It's like, seriously?
Exactly.
You literally have to pass through it.
Yeah, you do. You gotta pass through that big quarry. Anyway, by the way, listeners, we all live in places you don't know exists, most likely.
Exactly. So that's why we're not scared that you'll murder us.
We live in that like dark section of the valley that Simba's father explained about one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mufasa don't got shit on us.
Yeah.
We are where all the fucks live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Enisu. Enisu. So I'm just like, okay, so where is that? He's like, about 6 hours to the north of here. We drove 6 hours. That's why I'm just so pissed off and everything. And I'm just like, oh, dude, I thought you were like on drugs or something. And he's just like, no, dude, 6 hours.
Dude, the drive up there was so worth it for that con.
It was.
I gotta say.
For Ascen or Apocalypse?
Apocalypse. That was like one of my favorite cons, honestly.
Yeah.
And with it being Cole's birthday at the time, oh, so much fun.
Yeah. It's in December, too, which means we get to wear a lot of our bulkier cosplays.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, Tom Baker is going to be so comfortable, if you let me wear it, of course, whenever we go for that one. Dude, if I can go.
Dude, I'm taking it one day. You got it. Anywho.
I got to just buy that off of you, dude, because I want to wear that all the time, everywhere, every day.
Yeah, I got this, like, he says Rockford, and I'm like, Rockford. I've heard that somewhere before, and not just from TV. Nobody knows what the Rockford Files is but me. Anyway, at least nobody in my age group. So I go on the internet, and I'm just like, well, let's see, what cons are near you. I don't even bother, searching the directory. I go straight to the Anime Apocalypse website, and sure enough,
yep,
there it is. It says Rockford, Illinois. And this is great for the Chicagoland area, and I'm just looking at it.
Did you not go to Apocalypse though?
No, I haven't gone to it. But
okay.
The thing is, here, I'm getting to it. So I'm on the iPad, right? And I look at him, and I look down at the iPad, and I look at him, and I look down at the iPad.
And then they did it. The end. Good night, everybody.
And then And anyway.
Sorry, I had to do it.
So, I slowly turn around the iPad to face him, and he's just like, Anime Apocalypse. Oh. the realization hits him like a freight train, and he's just like, "Holy crap! How have I not seen this
Wait a minute,
before?"
what's your cousin's name then? Because me and Drew and Cole all went. We might have met him.
His name's Ian Batson. He's never gone to a con before. His name's Ian Batson.
Did he not go to Apocalypse though?
He's never been to an anime con before, so he hasn't gone to Apocalypse. He didn't know it was there.
Oh, so he missed it. He didn't get
It's-
to go.
It's practically next door to him. And he's just like, "How have I missed this?" And I'm just like, "Well, it's the little things, you know."
It was a small con, and it was supposed to be just the 1 year, but it was so well liked that they're doing it another year, because the whole point of it was, it's the weekend of the apocalypse. If we die on Saturday night, which was supposed to happen, the end of the world, then we had a good time doing it.
Yeah. And
But
then
it of
they
course
decided
didn't.
to so they decided to do it again, didn't they?
Yeah, they're just like, well, if we do it again next year, what are we going to call it? Because it's not going to be the apocalypse anymore. Because that was
And
the
the-
whole thing. But I mean,
That's true.
they're just like, whatever, we'll just call it Apocalypse again, so people don't. Because they were afraid that if they changed the name, people wouldn't be able to find it again and wouldn't
Oh,
come
yeah.
to the second one. So they just kept it Anime Apocalypse and just they're just going with it.
We could all just party our little asses off Saturday and pretend the apocalypse is coming all over again.
Yeah.
Dude, I bet so many people got drunk that night.
You kidding me?
Dude.
Okay, listen. I was walking around the convention center that night, right? On
Mhm.
Saturday. I walked right past the bar, and literally, there is like 2 people in the back corner that look normal. The rest of it is filled with cosplayers ordering drinks left and right.
I love it when normals get surrounded by us and they're just all like,
Yeah, like
What?
there's like this couple, this like older couple, like huddled in the corner almost, looking like they're trying to
Oh
plan on
my
taking up
God.
the whole bar. And then the rest of it is just nothing but cosplayers and staff members sitting around drinking. So I
Dude.
walk in there and I started talking to a few of the people I know, and the next thing you know, I'm handed a couple drinks. I'm drinking a little bit. The bartenders don't even care anymore that I'm drinking an underage because they ID'd me when I walked in. And I'm just sitting around having an all right time, joking around, hanging out with all these people. And every 5 minutes, I'm glancing over my shoulder to see this couple trying to enjoy their drinks, but just eyeing down everyone there.
oh, I love it.
God, I hate it when that happens.
Like,
There's
Nate, do you remember whenever I first tried on Tom Baker and I was just like stripped down by your car? Those people across the street were just watching me walk around in my boxers.
Dude, it's an anime con.
I was
It's
like,
y-
fuck.
I mean,
who cares?
You think it's funny when a white person walks through Harlem? Anime cons are like that, but to like the nth degree of crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
no, of course, because then you have those normal people that give you the death stare.
Yeah,
But-
except they're not gonna kill you,
And-
or they might.
And
They
on
might.
top of, well, even if they attempt to, they're still overpowered by numbers.
Oh yeah, there's
And you
so
should
many
feel
more of us.
You should feel completely comfortable because you're like, dude, I'm surrounded by my peers, but technically speaking, your like innards just go, okay, you're being stared at. Freeze.
Himba time. Oh.
Dope. It's like every organ in your body just goes, okay, if any one of you twitch, we're dead.
And an anime con is like sort of like an amoeba, you know. It just
How so?
It slowly absorbs everything near it.
It slowly absorbs everything near it, but it also has a membrane to keep out like the undesirables, meaning normal people.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Well, see,
Yeah.
We kind
at
of
anime-
like exude an aura that keeps the normals away from us, but we it keeps us all in together, close to each other.
See, and then you'll have those people that don't go to the convention but still come in anyway, and then you can automatically tell they're not normal.
Yeah,
It's like biting into an ice cream cone without flinching.
I know, right? It's
Oh,
like
it's like
it's like
Like most people would look at that normal guy walking up to us and going, he's not normal. That's not natural. But then we look at him and go, oh, what's up? Where's your costume? Oh, I'm not paid. I didn't pay to be here. I just kind of walked over. Let us show you around.
welcome to the
By the
Welcome.
way, if you get raped,
If you
Oh,
get
if-
raped, it was probably Moose.
or it was the internet wearing his
Oh
clock.
yeah.
Oh
Actually, no.
god,
I talked to him recently at NatsuCon.
Yeah.
I come
Oh,
to
yeah.
find out he's not allowed to wear the clock anymore.
Well, I bet.
why not?
Because it said rape everywhere, and he just always joke around, oh, look what time it is. It's rape o'clock. So now he's not allowed to wear the clock at conventions anymore, and he was kind of bummed about that. But that was also around the same time that the man panel technically got banned from conventions.
The man panel?
Are you not a member of the man panel?
I am not a member of the man panel, so
I'm
Okay.
surprised.
of course, I'm just saying this for the benefit of our listeners, which is to explain to them what the man panel is. That is, unless of course you've already done it in the last episode,
No.
which I was not present
No.
for.
No, we
Well,
kind of went from like Doctor Who to Ed, Ed and Eddie, and then to like something else, and that we just completely went on the biggest tangents.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's time for y'all to explain the man panel.
Okay, I will explain the man panel being as I'm the only man here that is legitimately a member. The man panel is pretty much it's kind of what it sounds like. It's a panel of men. The panel is ran by the League of Men. The League of Men spans from everywhere from Illinois to other conventions across the states. And pretty much what we do is we're just a bunch of guys that act manly around each other. We meet together, have a good time, maybe drink a little bit, act like hooligans, and then tell stories of our manly deeds.
All right, question.
Yes.
Are transgender males allowed?
Well, technically speaking, women are allowed at the man panel, but to be an official member, we gotta clear it.
You gotta clear it. Okay, so...
What does transgender mean? I hear those kind of words, the whole trans words thrown around every now and then. I never understood what exactly which is which. Can you explain that to me? Because I don't.
Transgender is pretty much an all-inclusive term.
But what for?
Like, what it means, a person who has inclinations toward a gender that is not biologically their own.
So
Like,
if you're
it's
if you're a guy if you're a woman trapped in a man's body,
precisely, and vice versa.
I thought that was called something else.
That it's
Because there's always
This
like
is-
there's like
it's
three
a very sensitive subject, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert on it, so I'm very hesitant to speak about it for fear of offending some of our listeners because I'm a pussy that way.
Right, okay, that's fair enough. But there's like 3 or 4 terms that are similar to that, and I always hear them used, but the way that they're used, I can never figure out exactly what they're supposed to be referring to. And I am somebody who obviously doesn't give a fuck either way. You are what you are, you want to be what you want to be, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a
penis
shit.
or not.
You're you,
Yeah.
you're you. That's
Yeah.
how it is. But
Yeah.
I want to know what these terms mean so that I can...
All right, well, lay one on me, and I'll see if I can give you a
Well, that's
definition.
the thing. It's like they're all the same word in my head because I don't have a definition for each of them. So I can't think of each word individually because they're all the same to me so far.
Okay, well, have you...
And I don't want to offend somebody somehow by accident.
All right, well, is bisexual a term that's come along?
No, bisexual I understand.
Okay, all right.
But
how's
like
about-
transgender, transsexual,
transgender, transsexual. Okay,
there's a couple other ones, but is there a difference between that, or is it just a different compilation of words that people use differently?
well, gender and sex, first of all, you need to understand, are two completely different things. They often complement each other, but sometimes they square off against each other. Gender is what you identify with as a person. You either identify
As a male
well,
or a female or etc.
or a combination of the two, or your own gender. You can make your own gender up for all anybody who's politically correct nowadays cares.
Okay.
But yeah, gender is what you identify as, in your mind. Sex is what your sexual inclination is, what you're attracted to.
Your orientation.
Your orientation, yes. Like, are you attracted to men? Are you attracted to women? Are you attracted to? There are people who are attracted to transgenders. People who are attracted to transgenders and cisgendered people. Cisgendered meaning that you identify with the gender that you already are. Like, I'm a man, I identify as a man, I'm cisgendered.
Okay.
So
So
at least
like,
I believe that's what it is. I was only recently introduced to that term. I hope I'm not screwing it up because I never heard that term before.
Yeah, that's another thing. I've heard that term recently, and I was like, okay, does that mean you are your own gender? Does that mean you are whatever gender you say you are? Like,
Yeah.
they
You
keep
see, it
using
was
they keep using these terms, and I don't want to, like, I of course like having friends of different areas of
they're
life.
super fun, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Like I know a lot of bisexual people, and they are the coolest people I've ever known. I know quite a few
Mm.
gay people, and they are the coolest people I ever freaking know.
Mm. And I
And
know a lot of straight people, and they're the biggest asshats I have ever known.
pretty much a
You
lot
get
of
those
them.
you get those rare occasional few that are all right.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
everybody I know is like bisexual just because it's so much easier, and it's like they're such a good person that they don't it's not that they are a good person here. They are not a good person because they are bisexual. They are bisexual because they're a good person. They're not asshats about everything.
Mm. That
I
can
don't
be.
know. I don't think those are too directly related, but I'm just saying like Drew said, a lot of the 100% straight people are just kind of generally asshats. And I'm not saying that everybody is. I'm saying generally within the communities that we exist in, oftentimes straight people are a lot more hostile than the others.
Especially towards people of
Mm-hmm.
other associations such as bisexual, transgender, things like that. And I can kind of understand the hostility to the point. It's one of those things of I don't really understand what's going on here. No one's explaining anything to me. I don't know how I should take this. I'm just gonna take it how I want.
Right.
Yeah.
I
There's a.
just I just wanted that cleared up because I keep seeing these terms and stuff pop up, and I just want to make sure I'm using the right things in the right situations if those situations occur.
Mm-hmm.
So to our transgender, transsexual
Yeah.
listeners, you
And
are recognized.
And you are
and also
rare because if there's one of those in the 64 that watch me, hi, talk to
We
me.
love you.
hola,
Bonjour.
Bonjour, mon ami.
bonsoir, bonsoir. It is 11:30 at night, gentlemen.
Oh,
Bonsoir.
That is
I'm still learning.
bonsoir.
I'm still learning. Sorry.
That's okay. I took French for 3 years, and I only remember about 30% of it.
I have a app on my phone that's slowly teaching me French, and my brother Cole is in French now, and he looked through it, and he's like, "Damn, this app is like extremely good, like, extremely accurate." And
Oh,
it doesn't just have French. It has, let me look. It has Swedish and Dutch and let me look. Let me find it.
somehow I find this all hard to believe. I
No,
mean,
no.
of course, European languages are much easier to learn than, say, Mandarin Chinese.
Yeah, or
This
English.
has French, Portuguese, German, Italian, and Spanish. Ooh, there's a more button? Oh no.
There's a more button.
There's more languages?
But right now I'm on level 2 of French. And
There's
like I
more
said,
than 5 languages in the world?
Who would have
Cole
guessed?
You mean there's more languages than English, Spanish, and Californese?
Well,
you
I
sound
heard
like
ru-
Krendor right now, dude. It's
I
kind
know,
of weird.
right? I don't even know who that is.
I heard rumors once that there was this southern language, but I've never spoke it before or heard such a matter.
So there's more languages than American, English, Southern, Spanish, and Californese.
Don't forget fancy talk.
Don't forget fancy talk.
Do the Canadians have their own language?
They don't actually. I don't. Yeah, the Canadians don't have their own.
No,
Like
they
they
more
No, they share two languages, English and French.
they are
yeah.
bilingual. Yes, English and French. Like I believe French
Yeah,
Canada.
Yeah,
French
Uh,
Canada. Did I seriously just say French Canada?
yeah.
Blame Canada.
French Canadian bacon, best in the world.
I think I meant to say British Columbia, but even that might be wrong. I don't know a lot
British
about
Columbia
Canada.
is South America, I believe.
That's dumb for me.
I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong there.
I don't know a lot about how Canada works, which is weird because they're like the loft apartment above our really great party, which is typical American bullshit.
See, that's the funny thing. Like, if America and Canada were that loft, America's obviously the first floor that's always deemed as like, oh, we have the raging
Do
parties.
you guys think a rice ball is healthy for a cat to eat?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Maybe so. Not sure. Don't have
How-
a cat. Can't
Because I
tell
don't,
you.
I don't want her to keep eating it if she's gonna get sick from it. But she's like trying to nibble on it, and I'm tempted to throw her off the desk again.
Well,
Yeah,
the
oh,
rice
maybe
shouldn't be
so.
the rice shouldn't
Don't-
be too terrible to the cat. I mean, it's not a pigeon.
This
Mm.
is true.
Last thing you want is a pigeon eating rice and then blowing up in front of you. That's always unfortunate.
Dude, there's this restaurant in Chicago. I forget what it's called, but I remember seeing, like, in passing, seeing on the menu barbecued pigeon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I went in, and I asked them about their barbecue pigeon, and I said, is that like pigeon off the street? And they're just like, the guy starts sweating. he's, he's just like, yeah, is there a problem? And I'm just like, dude, I'm 15. I'm not from the health department.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was waiting for that guy to like lean in real close to you and be like, "Are you from the health department? Because if so, we're gonna have a problem."
Anyway, so I continue this conversation, and fuck, what did I say? Oh, and so I ask him, so how does one go about preparing a barbecued pigeon? And he says, like, well, it's just like any other bird. You just
You pluck it.
you pluck it, and then you gut it, and then you throw
Debone
it
it.
in the oven, and you roast it till it turns a golden brown. And I'm just like, nice poem. And he and I said, can I like talk to somebody who's actually had this dish before? And so like he pointed at a customer who was actually, as we spoke, was eating the barbecue pigeon, and he had a look of pure jubilation on his face.
Dude, pigeon
Like it
meat's
was the-
good.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was like that they're like all animals are very, very dirty animals. They're beautiful, but they're dirty.
Compared to our human standards, yes.
Yeah,
Dirty,
compared to
dirty.
like they don't have soap. But pigeons are like a humongous nuisance in Chicago. They've actually been deemed by the city council to be like a pestilence, like rats or mice or cockroaches. And so this is really interesting to think of pigeons being compared to rats or cockroaches, because you'll never find a restaurant in America that is surviving that serves barbecued cockroaches.
Although I would eat it. I would try it.
Not barbecued cockroaches. I think the closest thing you'll get to that was I heard a rumor once that there was a traveling food truck thing that serves like sort of like sushi almost, with like a cockroach on top that's been like cooked and everything.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, what's the name of that dude who plays Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter movies? It's Rupert something.
Rupert Grint.
Yeah, Rupert Grint. He bought an ice cream truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I saw that, and he's not allowed to have a license, so he just gives the ice cream away.
Well, no, he can have a license. He just doesn't want to go through the process of it.
So he just
He's-
gives ice cream away to people, and he's like, people are like, "Hey, are you Ron Weasley?" And he's like, I get that a lot.
No,
And
I
then
get
he
that a
just leaves
lot.
it at that.
Just leaves it at that.
I mean, I thought it was hilarious
That's
that
come across my dashboard a couple of times on Tumblr.
I love
Cat,
Rupert.
stop
so much.
trying to eat my freaking rice ball. You don't want it.
I find it
That-
funny though, because out of all the Harry Potter people, you have Daniel Radcliffe, he was always stuck with the image of Harry Potter behind his name, and now he's just doing nothing more than attempting to make himself a better actor.
Uh-huh.
This is true.
And
Then
he-
you have Emma Watson, who is gorgeous.
And also has been drunk, apparently.
Yeah, has been
Oh
drunk in her
my
lifetime.
gosh.
That GIF set won't stop coming across my dash.
So then she goes on and continues to make movies, and people quit imaging her as Hermione and more of Emma Watson.
Yeah.
And then you have Rupert Grint, who is Ron Weasley, but has also played in other British films and is the hugest stoner you would ever meet.
Dude, I can see that. I can
And
see him being a huge
See, that's the
stoner.
funny thing, because there have been pictures of him put all over the internet of him like smoking bongs and shit like that. So it's pretty well known that he's a stoner.
Yeah, you want to know what I find flabbergasting, though?
Hmm.
Is that Daniel Radcliffe is the same age as my brother Ryan, but he's shorter than me.
Yeah, he's a short kid.
Yeah.
He's 5'5".
Yeah, that's pretty short. Have you met Patrick from Apocalypse? I know
Well,
you didn't go, but I think we've hung out
What's
at
his
least once.
What's his
He was the one that was with Amanda.
Yeah,
What's his last name?
McNabb.
Okay, there's like a bucket full of Patricks in my life, literally.
Okay, well,
I love that visualization
like,
of a bucket
Drew.
full of Patricks.
Drew, do you remember him from Apocalypse?
Yeah, I remember him. He was dressed in like the whole army gear and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
He seemed a lot taller then, but I met him after that at other conventions, and I'm just like, Amanda's taller.
You know what it probably was?
Why are you so tall? Why are you so short all of a sudden? It's so weird.
It had to be the boots.
I guess it was the combat boots, but even that, I mean, like, at Apocalypse, he seemed like just any other guy, but whenever we met him at Ascend, it was just like,
dude, you're short.
Dude, you're short.
Yeah.
Like, nothing against you, but
yeah.
you're short.
I could wear him like a backpack.
Anyway, I was wanting to go back to Daniel Radcliffe because, you know, about that thing where he's always been associated with Harry Potter, and, you know, is just like you see Daniel Radcliffe and you see Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, if you've got poor eyesight, you also see Frodo Baggins.
Or Einstein.
Or Einstein.
Occasionally.
Occasionally. But you see, I was in the Walmart the other day, and I was looking around, and I saw a DVD case of The Woman in Black.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Radcliffe stars in The Woman in Black.
Yeah.
And
I've
I looked
seen
at that, and I was just like, wait a minute. What? Oh, that's right. Daniel Radcliffe's an actual actor. Shit, I forgot.
He started so young and kept with this persona for so long. He's kind of
I know, right, dude? Because
he's
like
kind of assumed it upon himself without meaning to.
after doing one job for
7
what is it now?
at least years, at least
No,
7 or
it's-
8. No,
it's,
12. 12.
12 years. Yeah, 12 years. After doing one role for 12 years, it becomes impossible to let it go.
Right. Like I've seen another post on Tumblr. It's like there's people like Daniel who are only known for one act and cannot be seen as anything else. Then
there's Johnny Depp.
Then there's Johnny Depp, who's done so many different things that nobody really knows what he actually looks like.
And then you have actors like Nicolas Cage, which will always be viewed as Nicolas Cage.
Yes, that's it. That's the other.
Regardless of who he is.
And Jeff Goldblum as well.
Yeah.
It's just like I try to watch a movie with Jeff Goldblum, and they say his name.
The guy, what do you call him? Fuck, I can't remember his name, which is horrible for the.
But you see, I watch movies with Jeff Goldblum,
What is his name?
I try to remember his character's name, but I'm just like, oh fuck it, let's just call him Jeff Goldblum because we all know that's who he's really playing.
Yeah.
Fuck, I cannot believe I cannot remember his name. The guy who plays Ace Ventura.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Okay, yeah, he's another one. He's just played so many people, but he's always just Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Same with Morgan Freeman too.
And Samuel L. Jackson.
And Samuel L. Jackson.
There are so many actors out there that are like that, but I got a feeling that like most actors sort of like aim for that almost.
Well,
to,
that's
like,
probably be better, honestly, because
Yeah, I mean, like-
you get revered as an actor. How many times do I have to smack you in the head so you know not to eat that?
I'm not sure.
until it's gone.
Well, I can't leave the call because it might stop recording.
Devour it quickly.
I can't. I used too much vinegar mix in it. I used a little too much vinegar when I was creating the mix for it, so it's like really strong.
Dude, vinegar. I can't like. I'll try to cook something, but I can't touch the vinegar bottle. You know?
Why?
I know, because I hate. It's just
You
it's
just
vinegar.
Don't like vinegar?
In a bottle. Well, like in general, I don't like vinegar, but I know it will make my food taste good, mixed in the proper ratios. It's like trying to build a bomb. Mixed together in the proper ratios, common household chemicals can make a very interesting result.
But all you really want to... But
Like, have you guys ever made a works bomb?
Uh...
How about let's not talk about terrorist strategies on the podcast.
No. It's not a terrorist strategy. It's a
Wait, is that one that you shake up and then throw and it hits something really hard and pops?
kind of. Uh, I'm gonna leave part of it out, of course, but actually, there's only 2 steps to making this. Which you basically take a certain chemical and
Mixed with a certain housing device.
with a certain material, I'm gonna say, in a bottle. You shake it up, put the lid on it, and toss it. And whenever this thing explodes, it sounds like a shotgun. And
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Josh, I think, killed a rabbit with one by accident once. Because he shook it up and threw it, and it landed right next to a rabbit, and then it exploded, and the rabbit was dead.
Like, dead as in, like, concussion dead, or, like, it vaporized the rabbit? Because that would be way cooler.
I think the concussion killed the rabbit, and there was a bit of blood on his head. But
Okay. I was going to be like, if Josh shook this thing up with such ferocity and then chucked it, and it vaporized a rabbit, we are commissioning Josh as a lethal weapon for the rest of his life with those chemicals and materials in the house.
I'm just thinking about Mentos and Coke.
Okay, think of Mentos
Like,
and Coke times 1,000, and that's
Well, yeah, but I'm
That's
doing
the-
that. But I'm thinking of the AFV videos where they put Mentos and Coke and then they put the lid on it, and they toss it somewhere and they wait for it to explode,
oh,
and
and
it
then
doesn't- and it doesn't, and then they go up to check on it, and then the cap blows off and it
Pops 'em in
rockets
the
into their
face.
crotch, rockets into their crotch.
or the one where it zooms straight for the camera, dead
Yeah.
set, and it just knocks the camera out.
That's why I say somebody needs to invent the Coke and Mentos jetpack.
That'd be amazing.
Delicious, refreshing, and it's diet, so you won't gain any weight in the process.
Well, you don't want to gain weight, otherwise you're gonna need more Coke bottles to lift you up.
Exactly. You might lose weight.
Indeed.
Warning: products may cause cancer
Of course.
and death.
And
Not related to cancer.
hilarious videos ending up on the internet without your permission.
And numerous
Yes.
crotch and potential crotch shots.
Potential cross shots are guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a given.
Guaranteed.
But no, like, whenever I was a kid, I never made a works bomb, and I didn't know about the Mentos and Coke thing right away. What we used to do is we would just go find, like, soda bottles and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then we found that a certain household cleaning material used to clean certain area of the house that is almost considered godlike in some rights.
I think we're
Mix-
talking about the same thing.
But all you would have to do is mix a little bit of this in a bottle,
Yeah, we're
Throw
talking
some-
about the same thing, I think.
throw some tinfoil in it, and if you put a fuse in it and lit it,
Oh.
I think, yeah, this one you actually had to ignite.
Oh, okay. See, mine is basically the same recipe as we're talking about, except for all you
Mhm.
gotta do is shake it and run. It takes a little bit for the bottle to expand, but once it reaches that limit, pow!
Well,
Shotgun.
the first time I made it, we threw some tinfoil in there, thinking it'd help the fire increase a little bit more, make it burn more effectively.
How the fuck
we
did
put
you manage to figure, like, what made you think, you know what, I bet if we put tinfoil in this, it'll burn quicker?
Because tinfoil is harder than the plastic, and it's metal; it might condense the heat better.
I guess. Your guys' logic wasn't very sound, it was just good luck.
We weren't
I'm feeling
thinking about
increasingly uncomfortable discussing this topic.
Maybe we should stop. We've given a little bit too many clues on how to do this.
Well, anyway,
We are
let
not
me
we are not held responsible for anybody who
How
attempts
to
to create
How to
these.
Build a Bomb by Shane and Drew.
Anyway, so
And
we
we're
built
dragging
this thing.
Ash along with us.
So we built this thing, and we put it in the middle of a field outside of the trailer court that I used to live in.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just like miles of field and then a road that nobody really ever comes down, except for like you'll have the one car drive down there doing about 70 or 80 miles an hour, so you don't, so they can't see you because you're a blur.
They're
So-
gone.
So we're sitting there just kind of like huddled over this bottle with the materials and everything in
Oh
there.
god.
So we got it set up, we got the fuse and everything set up, so we light it and we step back, like we didn't even run away from it. We stepped back maybe a good 20 feet. And then we stopped and we looked at each other, and then we stepped back another 20 feet. So we're like at the edge of the woods where the trailer court was. There was woods next to it. We're at the edge of the woods, and then like a good 40 or 50 feet in front of us is just this plastic bottle sitting in the middle of a cornfield. So we're just kind of waiting, sitting there waiting patiently, and all of a sudden it just pops and explodes, and it's loud as shit. We heard a car alarm down the road go off over it, and I got pegged with some of the tinfoil, which became hot shrapnel, so to speak.
Yeah, it becomes a little bit of a. We one time we put ours inside a Pringles can to increase the pressure buildup. It blew the entire Pringles can. It disintegrated the Pringles can. It was beautiful, and there was just like a bubbling, boiling mess inside it.
But I thought it was hilarious because after it popped, the instant that thing exploded and made as loud of a noise as it did, because we were just looking for like big boom, fire, whole 9 yards. Oh, it burned.
Mm-hmm.
But we got no fire, but a lot of noise. The instant that thing exploded, me and my friend took off like a bat out of hell. I'm hiding.
Nope.
I'm pulling Looney Tunes action, hiding behind a tree, standing sideways like they can't see me. My friend is hiding in a sewer tunnel that's sitting next to the road. Ducked under
Did you guys get the cops called on you?
Well, no, because then we went back to the house, and it wasn't until about 30 minutes later that we're walking around, we're riding bikes around the trailer court, and then we look over, and there are cops looking up, and there's just like 2 cops looking up and down the cornfield, wondering what the fuck it was.
That's beautiful. See, the cops got called on us too, because we did it like, the block that we lived in. It was like. Our house is on the corner of one block, and then it goes down, like almost in an alleyway because it's used so little, and then it curves down around this haunted house, and like so it's like there's our house and then like 2 more houses, and then there's this haunted house and this fairly it's got a pretty good sized yard in the back of it. Like it's an old abandoned house that we always revered as haunted.
Okay.
Haunted like rock salt haunted, or
like
haunted like
paranormal haunted.
Oh,
I was gonna say the only other haunted there is after that is like homeless guy that you occasionally see walk past the window that's a little spooky.
No. I can get into a lot of discussions about this house later, but we'll save that for a different episode, I'm assuming.
Okay.
But like on the other side of this haunted house is the road that curved around it back up to the main street. On the other side of that was a little bit of a hill down into a storm drain, like creek bed kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So we were making these and throwing them down that creek bed, but we're still pretty close to town. So these shotgun sounds, almost, are going off like two blocks away. People are calling the cops. So like there was cops like driving down the roads nearby us, like because they got calls about shotgun sounds in that area. So we're all like on our bikes, like just nonchalantly riding our bikes around the block. Woo, we're not doing anything.
We have no potentially explosive materials on us.
Oh yeah, it was scary as shit, but it was fun.
Oh yeah.
After the first one went off, we decided to go to a bigger field that was less occupied. Because we didn't realize how loud it was. At first one went off, and we were like all like, oh my god, like what the fuck?
Did you guys ever figure out how to do the whole water bottle trick?
What do you mean?
You know where you twist the water bottle really, really tight and then pull the cap off real quick and it shoots off?
Oh, yeah. We used to shoot each other with those.
Yeah. So a couple of my friends down in southern Illinois, for you viewers that don't know where that is, don't worry about it. They figured out something kind of interesting to do with that same process. They took a relatively harmless, fun activity that us kids would do to mess with each other because we were too
and militarized it.
No, they didn't militarize it. That would have been terrible.
No, if you're talking about the town we both lived in, then I can imagine these people doing that.
It would have been terrible. It also would have been something called Nerf.
Yeah, Nerf. But no, they didn't militarize it. What they did was they figured out a way to use the same process of pulling off the cap and getting that smoky result to make alcohol smokable.
Excuse me?
I did not stutter. I am serious. Like, I went down there to visit a couple of my friends that I was hanging out with, and they're telling me all about it. And I'm like, I don't believe any of this is you guys are talking about. They're like, well,
Smoke
they're,
alcohol.
they're like, give me a minute, man. So my friend walks off into the other room, grabs an empty water bottle and a bottle of Jack Daniels. He puts a little bit of Jack Daniels in the bottom of the bottle, turns it, and then pops it, and then traps the air in there real quick. And then he's just like, all right, just smoke it. Just take a big inhale. And I'm like, I swear to God, if I get emphysema or AIDS or die or something, I will haunt you till the end of days. He's just like, trust me, it won't happen. So I took an inhale, and I got a little bit of a buzz off of it. It was like smoking a cigarette almost, but getting drunk in the process.
Because I've done the whole water bottle trick, and I know the vapors that escape there whenever you do that, I can see that actually being possible.
Yeah, so
it's a shame they're wasting this newfound idea and technology to smoke alcohol rather than, put it towards some scientific use.
The economy.
They could be putting this to some actual use, but nope, it's a bunch of goofballs who are just going around smoking alcohol.
See, I swear Jack Daniels should have just seen what we were doing, and next thing you know, like 4 or 5 weeks later, we would have seen Jack Daniels has a new smokable Jack Daniels flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And the warehouse is just full of a bunch of assholes full of plastic bottles, just popping them real quick and sealing them again.
No, they would probably create a thing that like twisted itself so that you could reuse it. It would condense it and pressurize it, and then it would quickly let go. I can actually probably design one of those myself.
Just build an air tank full of it.
But yeah, just like they'd just be selling canisters of smokable alcohol. Imagine the money you would make off of that.
Tons of money. For those people that can't hold down liquids but don't want to have to throw up because of it, just smoke it.
Just smoke it.
Well, let's legalize weed first, and then we'll worry about alcohol being smokable.
One thing at a time.
First, let's get pot out of the way, just so we can shut up all those stoners, and then we'll deal with the alcoholics. There's going to be some drunk guy listening to our podcast and go, why do I come second, huh?
Don't worry, nobody watches. I've said it multiple times. You guys still aren't getting it.
Nobody watches the podcast.
I'm going to upload episode 1, by the way, after we're done recording this one. How long have we been going, by the way? Do you guys know?
About an hour
and 47 minutes.
Okay, do you guys want to call it here and record another one, or what?
Oh, wait, not an hour and 47 minutes, an hour and 47 seconds, which is now 58 seconds.
Which is now, I got an hour and a minute, but I was in the conversation
I called you first.
Oh, that's when the call started. The podcast itself has probably been going for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, just like 5
All right, so we can keep going.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. We've been tangent again today.
I don't know. I had a story I wanted to tell. I thought, but I forgot.
Tell this story. Dude, right now in my headphones you sound like Krendor, and it's really like weird to think, like, because I'm not looking at the computer, so I don't see your face. So I'm like, whoa, we're talking to Krendor for a second there? Like, he's a YouTuber, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow,
I got something
Krendor, look him up.
Something really quick out there. Okay, Nate.
Yeah.
I have some information for you for the next year.
Oh, no.
Cowacon's going to be one of your favorite conventions to go to if you do.
Oh, boy.
Why is this?
Joseph Fink is going to be there.
What?
Yes.
Cricket?
What?
Yeah. I was told that by this girl I work with that I've been periodically hitting on off and on. Okay, so it's not off and on. It's
you
been
will
constantly.
Send her to me.
Back up. I called dibs.
Dude.
So, wait, who is this person?
Okay,
Joseph Fink is the creator of Welcome to Night Vale. It's
Oh.
a podcast much unlike our podcast.
That one actually has a plot line.
Yeah, this has a plot. It's a science. It's very Twilight Zone-esque. It follows the exploits. There's only one real character in it, or well, we don't even know if he's real. Anyway,
Well, no, there's technically 2, because
yes, because Carlos. Oh, and Dana.
And Dana.
also.
I'll have to look this
And
up
Kevin.
later. I've heard about I've heard about this podcast, but I haven't listened to it yet because I'm very
Alright,
lazy on researching
the
these
plot.
things.
Well, the thing is, it follows the exploits of a lone a radio commentator named Cecil Baldwin in a Twilight Zone-esque desert community called Night Vale. And lots of Twilight Zone-y things happen, and it's just it's the regular fare for him,
Yeah, it's
He-
just news.
It's like
The time that the pyramid appeared in the middle of town for no reason and started sending subliminal messages to people and everybody in town.
there
This
is
actually sounds really
pyramid.
interesting.
the middle. It is so fantastic.
It is.
Okay, let's stop talking about this now so that I don't get spoilers
Okay.
or something.
All right.
But
Well, what you're
I'll
gonna do?
definitely look it up later.
You're gonna do as soon as we stop recording is go on iTunes into the podcast and look up Welcome to Night Vale. It's totally free. The average episode length is about
I will
20
no
minutes.
longer be looking this up.
Why?
Because it's only on iTunes, and I despise iTunes with every
It's
fiber
not
of my
only
being.
on
it's
iTunes.
everywhere. It's
Okay,
everywhere.
if I can find it somewhere else other than iTunes, then I will
Dude,
look it
you
up.
can find that on
Okay.
YouTube, dude.
Okay, because I cannot stand iTunes for anything.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
I mean, yeah. Well, a lot of people say that about Windows 8. Oh wait, that's true. Never mind.
Yeah, that's true too.
Anyway, yeah, just go find it, and you'll be better for it. Trust me.
Okay.
Same thing to our viewers.
Trust me.
Yes.
We would like to
viewers.
remind our viewers that dogs are not allowed in the dog park.
And that
People,
people
are not
Are
allowed,
not allowed in the dog park. Do not look at the dog park.
Do not look for any period of time at the hooded figures who may enter or periodically be around the dog park.
Do
Okay, I
not
feel like this is a
approach
reference that I do not get
the
yet.
hooded figures at
The dog park will not harm you.
All hail the glow cloud.
The brownstone spire. The glow cloud.
Cricket.
It's so fun. There's a glow cloud who happens to be head of the school district board.
That whenever it's around rains the dead carcasses of small
Rain.
and large animals.
It's just I haven't heard of the glow cloud in like forever.
Hey,
just
guys,
recently-
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do either of you guys use Vine?
No,
Sorta.
I need to, but I lost my iPod forever ago, so I have no way of making videos.
Okay.
Well, see, I use it just to watch things, and for
Yeah.
a long time,
Yeah.
Vine just was not working at all. Like, it
Oh, yeah.
would take forever to load at all. It would, like, what did load took forever, and it just, like, you had to open it, like, 20 times in a row to get it to work. You had to clear your cache and everything.
Yeah.
It's finally working again, and I'm so happy, but now it feels like I'm not getting any updates. Like, these people are making videos, but they're not going to my sub box, so to say. So it's like, now that it's finally a working app, I'm not getting any content out of it, and it's driving me crazy. And me and Cole use Vine quite heavily, but I was hoping you guys would too, so that we had something else to talk about.
I used
Oh,
to
dude,
use
I watch Vines through like it's sort of infected every aspect of the internet by now.
Yeah,
Like there's
they're
Vines,
so
there's Vines
good.
everywhere, and it's on Facebook. There are a bunch of Facebook pages dedicated to like the best Vines.
Mm-hmm. I'm following
per-
a few just for the ones that I miss.
My personal favorite was the one well, I have several favorites, but
Mhm.
one of my favorites that I can remember right now is where this dude is in the passenger seat of the car, and the Cup song comes on the radio, and he has a full super mega
Oh God.
Taco Bell Mountain Dew in his lap. I think I mean I'm saying it was a Mountain Dew because
It said Mountain Dew.
no, it probably did say I don't know what, I don't remember. He had a large soft drink in his lap, and he was drinking it, and the Cup song came on, and he was just like, and the driver was like, "Hey dude, listen to this." He was like, "Ah, ah," and he tries to
I can see where this is going, and I want
he
to
tries
see
to do the
this.
routine, and he flips over and it empties all over the inside of the car.
I want to see that one.
Did you guys ever see the Vine about the guy at McDonald's with the ice cream cone about the unicorns?
Which one?
Yeah.
Where he pulls up to a McDonald's drive-thru and he orders like a single like small ice cream cone from McDonald's, and then he looks at the person and goes, "Do you believe in unicorns?" And she goes, "No," and then he sticks the ice cream cone on his forehead and goes, "Believe," and then drives off.
Oh, I'm familiar with there's a lot of videos about drive-throughs.
Yeah.
Because it's easy
Like-
to
like
play
dri-
pranks on drive-thrus. All you gotta do
Drive-thrus?
is have a car and an idea.
What are they gonna
Exactly.
do? Jump through the window?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You can pull so many pranks through drive-throughs.
They-
Like one
back when I worked at McDonald's, though, we actually did call the cops on a lot of people through the drive-thru because of either stupid stuff or they were like doing something illegal.
oh,
Like if they had a beer open in their car, we were legally obligated to call the police and report that.
huh.
So
Yeah, we
if you're
just had
if
a
you're ever
drug-
drinking and driving and you pull through a McDonald's, hide that shit because McDonald's will call the cops on you.
Or throw it
Alright,
out the
noted.
window.
A lot
Noted.
of the times what they would do is they say, "Okay, we need you to wait over there. We'll have your order out with you in a second," and then they'll call the cops and they'll come get you while you're waiting for your food.
Damn you,
Noted.
McDonald's and your sting operations.
And the thing is, they pay before they get their food, so technically they got free money out of it too. I think. I don't think they did it because of that, but I'm just now putting that together in my head. Like
That is worse than Dateline to catch a predator.
I know, right? Anyway,
You're getting paid to catch people.
but there's a thing, there's a lot of ice cream pranks, but my personal favorite is where the person is handing the guy in the car their food, and in the interim, in the open space between window and car window,
The guy pops up, takes the soda, and pours it on himself.
no, some woman screams, yanks the sack out of the McDonald's associate's hand and runs off with free food. And it just the operator is just so flabbergasted. She can't believe this has happened in today's economy.
I don't know about you guys, but depending on where I was at and what the fast food was, I might run the person over. Like,
Dude,
if it's McDonald's, I could live with it because that's probably the person helping me out because I shouldn't be eating that in the first place.
But if it was like an Olive Garden drive-through,
If
like,
somebody
that
just
existed,
If somebody just came through and ganked my Taco Bell, though, you know you're getting
Oh.
run over a Crunchwrap Supreme.
yeah,
See,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just-
turn
I'm-
your foot into a crunchy supreme.
I'm wondering whether or not this Vine was fake.
Oh, it
Bec-
probably was. They
It probably was
script a lot of
because
those.
in order for it to be real, somebody had to have been thinking of pulling a drive-through prank themselves, but then someone else just decided to do a drive-through dash right in the middle, and they were
Well,
just like,
a
"Oh,
lot of them are
well."
scripted for the comedy. Like I saw one that was where a girl was like, "Do it for the Vine," and then she ran and slapped a fat cop in the face with a cream on her hand, and then booked it. You know that was scripted because otherwise that girl went to jail. That's 100% illegal. You
There are a few that weren't scripted. Like, for instance, there was a guy who said who was trying to do the whole jump over the car thing
Yeah.
and
Oh,
put himself
yeah.
in the hospital in the process. And
he's like
part of
don't
the
do
vi-
it for the Vine.
yeah, don't do it for the Vine. Because like
He-
it goes,
Like
"All right,
he
I'm gonna-"
instantly realized how stupid an idea that whole thing was.
He probably realized that after his face met the windshield.
Yeah, dude, I saw that one. That was like,
Dude,
whoa.
like you could probably pause it right as his face hit the windshield, zoom in on his face, and that face would have been the face of a recollection of his entire life.
You can pinpoint the time at which his
His mind was like, nope.
stupid life flashed before his eyes.
He became instantly 5 times more knowledgeable in that process, but lost about half of the brain cells he need to process it.
True.
He's like,
There is okay, it's a favorite Vine. Oh, there's an obese middle-aged man with a goatee and a baseball cap, and he says, "We're here at Disney World. We're about to fulfill one of my childhood dreams." And it cuts to a little girl with a balloon, and he sneaks up behind the girl with the balloon. He takes out a pair of scissors, and he cuts the cord on the balloon.
Oh,
and
I
just
saw that
sails
one too.
And she doesn't notice at all.
Oh,
And like the vine cuts short, but I just imagine that little girl just standing there with the cord in her hand for a good half an hour
And then just
before
looking over and just crying.
before realizing what's happened.
Right, like you think she would have felt the cord fall back on her hand because there's nothing to hold it up anymore.
I know.
But you're in Disneyland, you're distracted.
At Disneyland, yeah, distractions happen. Like, dude, I can't even recount to you how many times I was in kindergarten looking for my blue marker, and it turns out I've been coloring with my blue marker for the last 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, one time I was looking for my I think my phone, and like I was no, it was my wallet. I don't know. I was looking for something, and like I checked every pocket I owned like 20 times. I checked everywhere in the house. I had everybody in the house looking for it with me, and then I go to sit down, and I'm lopsided because there's something in my pocket, and I pull it out, and it's my fucking wallet. But I had checked every pocket I owned many times. Like I even had other people check the pockets that I was wearing, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
The only moment I've had similar to that was I was at a convention one time, hanging out on a Saturday night, which we all know what happens on Saturday nights at conventions. That's when the party happens. So
That's
I'm
when, yeah.
so
That's when
I'm
things
walking
correct.
around this party, and I've obviously been drinking, and
Duh.
I'm looking for my bottle of liquor that I've had all night that I've been slowly drinking, and I can't find it for the life of me. And I'm walking around, stumbling around this party. I'm like, have any of you guys seen my bottle of tequila? No, man, I haven't seen it. Damn. And
Are
it
you talking
wasn't.
about the little one that goes in your hat?
No, I had like a full size bottle of tequila one time.
Oh, okay.
So I'm walking
Mm.
around looking for this bottle, and I could not remember it was for the life of me. And then, so I just kind of sit down in disappointment, and then I go to take a drink of something in my hand, and then I realize I've been holding on to the bottle of tequila this whole time. So I take the swig, and then I sit there, and I'm like, man, I really wish I could find that. Oh, what did I just? Oh, I feel stupid. And then one of my friends walks up to me and goes, "Oh, I see you found your bottle of tequila." And I'm like, "Dude, I've had it this entire time." He's like, "I know. I just didn't want to say anything to you. This is too good to pass up."
Oh, beautiful.
Oh boy. Let's see. Oh, here's a thing. A Saturday night excursion at a con.
Hmm.
Uh, at which time I was under the influence of a certain substance.
Was that the
Oh, I know what con this is because I was like, "Wow, he's."
weren't me
Oh,
and you
I
both?
remember why too. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
I know
remember
why.
because I was under the influence of that same substance at the same time as you were.
That's right. We were with those Jamaican dudes. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I go back to the con space, and I managed to traverse the entirety of the DoubleTree parking lot with all of my senses functioning in sync. And then I get to the bridge that spans a little creek from the
Mhm.
DoubleTree to the convention center. And it occurs to me that my hand is traveling faster than the signals that are being sent through my hand to my brain. My hand is traveling faster than my brain can register it. Like, you know that like, it gets out of sync. Your
Yeah,
body
got
gets
you.
out of sync.
I kind of get what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like one of those you're walking, but your hand is in front of you the entire time.
Sort of. It's kind of like trying to. It's like trying to feel your way around your own skull. It's anyway. So I get back to the convention center, right, and it kind of like occurs to me that I've just imbibed something. So, so I try to go through the convention center, and you know how people under the influence act. They try to act like they're not under the influence.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
what I
fail
do
this-
is, I think about my eyes.
Mhm.
My eyes are going to be the main source of like if I close my eyes, then people are going to want to look at my eyes more. So I open my eyes wide as I can. I'm just like walking through wide-eyed, like, and it's not until like I catch myself in the reflection of a vending machine window that I see how horrified I look,
You're just like, "Ugh,
and I'm just
Look
like,
like you just
I have seen things.
you have that look in your face like I've just witnessed the most gruesome murder that you could think of.
no, it's actually like it's just like that. So I find like some of my friends, who are younger than me, who have actually been drinking that night. And I was like, oh crap. I wish crap. They've been drinking and I feel bad for them because they've been drinking and they're younger than me, but I can't criticize them because I'm high.
Oh, yep, I know exactly what you're referring to. Okay.
Yeah. So, I just like I'm feeling bad for myself and I'm feeling bad for everybody involved. So I go to the lounge area just to sit down and try to get my head around my head, So I'm sitting there and I'm trying my best not to talk, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's like, and one of my friends comes along and tries to talk to me, and I look at them and I'm like, there's so much I have to say.
You said that to
But-
me, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it might have been you.
Because that's right about around when I found you, because I had just got done hanging with the other friends who were drunk.
Yeah,
If we're
but
talking about the same female.
it was you and Emily as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you and Emily are in this. So I say to both of you, like, there's so much I have to say, but I have to fight not to say it. Because if I say everything, then I say this and this and this and stuff and this and then
Mm-hmm.
eventually I get to the apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's just reams of information are traveling through my head. It's like
Yeah, we were
It's-
worried as hell about like we were worried about you and we were worried about Hannah at the time too. It's like
I know.
everybody was worried about everybody, so it was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
Drew,
I had-
make sure Nate gets home. Emily, make sure Nate gets home. Whatever. I gotta go find Drew and
apologize.
Cole.
I
Hannah,
had-
make sure you get home.
Oh
Like,
crap.
it was everybody. It was just like,
You know what we should have done? We should have done a convoy. We should have had somebody get in my car with me and drive me home. And
did,
I
then-
would have been
did
voted
Emily
out.
not do that?
No, Emily just drove me home. And we
Oh.
left the car there overnight. And then I caught hell from my parents the following evening.
Yeah.
Man, I was...
Yeah, but we were all like kind of trying to figure things out that night. So that was a difficult night to get things together. If we would have
But-
thought of the
but-
convoy, it would have been too late.
But back to the story.
Yes.
I'm not done yet.
Back to your story. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to come to a punchline here. So
Oh.
Emily cosplays Maka, as you know.
Mhm.
And I cosplay Soul, right?
Mhm.
And so
For those of
w-
you who
r-
don't know quite enough, that those are two of the main characters from Soul Eater. It's an anime. Check it out.
anyway, and so I'm talking, I'm offloading my soul because it's been unlocked by an external influence, and I'm off, and I realize that I'm talking 15 miles a minute here.
Mhm.
So I come to that realization, and I just stop, and I'm like, you know what? I have a headache. Can somebody massage my temples? So Emily does that, and it feels fantastic. I'm not sure if that's attributed to her talents or because of the external influence, but it just some puzzle pieces fall together in my brain. And as she's massaging my temples, I grab both of her wrists and I scream as loud as I can, "Soul Resonance!"
Yeah, I remember Emily telling me about that.
Remember that? I screamed as loud as I could. And it was perfect. It was Soul and Maka doing that. And it was at that moment that I realized that I was not wearing the Soul cosplay. I was in fact wearing a Kaito Rave cosplay.
Yeah.
And she wasn't wearing her Maka cosplay either.
So
She
it was so perfect, but it was so not.
She was. I don't even think she was wearing anything.
I don't think so. I think she was like half costume because she was like, fuck it. Like she still had the skirt and all that on, but she was like just in a normal top.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, that was. Ugh.
See,
That was
that story
pointless.
just reminded me of a story my friend told me once.
Well, it seems to be story hour.
Okay, well, I'll explain. Okay, so my friend Prophet, who is a part of the League of Men, very relaxed, laid back kind of guy. He likes to indulge in these psychedelic drugs every once in a great while. And he
Yes.
proceeded to tell us a story one night about how one of his nights went. So he imbibed some mushrooms.
Oh God.
All
I
right.
like to have some of those with my salad, just
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a little
yeah.
portobello,
So he's
a little
having
portobello.
little
a little bit.
shiitake.
So
All right, continue.
after imbibing these mushrooms, he's having a bit of he's having a trip, so to speak. And he's at a party at this
A
time as well.
trip
And
to
he's been,
Colorado.
well, for him, it was a trip into the beyond. So he's sitting there and he's drinking and he's having a good time. And then all of a sudden, something just hits him, not like physically, but mentally. And then he just shuts up because he gets this feeling that he is currently holding back the energies of the universe. And if he releases even a single word, it will kill everybody in the room with just pure energy. So
So
he's
he
just so
Imagine
he's
holding that power.
so he's just sitting there cross-legged in the middle of the room, as calm as can be, just slowly sipping his beer, not saying a single word. And my friend Christmas walks up to him and starts asking him, what's going on? And he just looks at him and he just kind of shakes his head at him and he goes, "What, can you not talk?" And he nods at him real quick and he goes, "Okay, well, explain everything to me. Type it down on your phone." He pulls out his phone, types out this whole spiel about how he feels right now and why he's not talking or doing much because he's holding back the energy of the universe because he doesn't want to kill everybody. So my friend Christmas just looks at him and goes, "Well, then, we need to figure out a way to output all this energy. Let's go for a jog." So he tries to talk him into going in for a jog, but my friend is still afraid of this for the fact of he doesn't want to release this energy. So the night goes on, it slowly begins to die down. He feels the energy progressively but slowly leaving his body. And then evidently in the lack of energy brought on a genius idea.
and what's that?
The genius idea was they figured out a way to play a prank on a friend of theirs. Now their friend, he's a very large man covered in tattoos and piercings. He looks like he eats children.
So he's sort of like, okay,
He's a
I love
big
it
bear.
like
A
okay.
bear of a person.
A bear of a person, big, very kind of like intimidating looking guy.
I love
But
imagining people with heavy piercings going through airport security. Anyway, keep going.
and he's like, but what you need to know about the guy is the guy's like a mother almost to all of us. He's just
Yep, definitely a bear.
yeah, he's a big bear. Like he's big, he's scary, but he treats everybody like they're his own. So they have a friend of theirs that has a very nasty habit with a particular white substance.
Oh.
Yeah, so but he keeps himself under control. So what they did one night was they got some powdered sugar and they covered the dashboard of their friend's car with it, put a little bit of ketchup underneath both nostrils of his to make it look like he's had a very bad dosage, and just had him pass out, so to speak, in the seat. So he comes running up to his friend's door, knocking on the door, explaining everything that's happened, which is bullshit. That he's had a little too much and something went terribly wrong. So this monstrosity of a man comes flying out the front door. He books it from the front door to this car. He's carrying their friend in his arms, fighting back tears, praying to God he's still breathing.
Oh
He
my
gets all
God.
the way to the front door, and their friend just reaches out, stops him, and goes, "Gotcha."
Oh my god.
He just drops him and starts tearing up and goes, I was so worried about you. I thought you were in trouble. I was going to take you inside, call the ambulance and everything, and you do this to me.
It's a good thing you didn't call the cops or something before that.
Yeah, that would be kind of hard to explain why there's sprouted sugar all over the car and why he has ketchup under his nose.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Ow, ow, ow.
And that story reminds me of another story that happened to me.
All right. Well, I think that story will have to wait for another time. I think we're out of time.
All
Yeah.
right.
We can always record another one tonight, but I gotta go throw this rice ball away and refill my tea. So
I'm not
I
going to
got-
be here for episode 3 if you guys are going to do that.
right
I'm
now.
not going
Because
to hear
it's
episode 3 either.
because
All right,
I'm
episode 3 by myself. Woohoo! No, I'm kidding.
okay because I'm a baby and I'm just like I gotta go to bed, you know.
I got to be up at like 8 o'clock tomorrow to go to work. No, I got to be up before 8 so I can get ready and then go to work.
I should probably lay down. I went to the dentist today and had unexpected fillings done, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm all sore from needles and shit in my face. So
Suddenly fillings.
Do you guys want to? Do you guys want to record another one tomorrow night?
Well, I have school.
I have
on
no
Monday.
schedule as far as anything.
Yeah.
So whenever it's okay for you two to record, we'll record. And Nate, do you think we could both convince Shy Guy to be a guest for this at one point?
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't know. He seems pretty down to earth and cool. I've talked to him quite a bit here and there.
Maybe we can get a live performance.
I doubt that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of poking the bear.
We could get Hannah on as a special guest though, for
Yeah.
sure.
She'll have stories.
Mhm.
But so I get off of work about like 2:30 tomorrow, and the rest of that day I am clear, and I don't have to be at work the next day till like 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So, Nate, I know you have school. So how about we just do another episode tomorrow about like 9 or 10ish?
I could probably do that. I mean, I'm going to see Hannah tomorrow anyway too.
Okay. Tell her
Well,
I said hi and give her a hug and stuff for me.
Well,
okay.
if she's with you while you're doing the podcast, she can be our 4th member for the first time ever.
Maybe,
First
but
time ever.
we're probably
Nate,
gonna.
Nate, do you have a channel that people can go check out on YouTube, or do you want to stay
Oh.
anonymous for now?
Yeah, no. I totally do that. I'm a voice actor, guys, on YouTube, and I do things with voices and.
Also,
And-
a lot of videos from our shenanigans at the cons as far as your Who's Line panels and stuff.
This is true, but that's a separate channel. My
Oh,
voice
you
act-
have a different channel then.
Yes, my
Oh,
voice
okay.
my voice acting channel is called Toka Ash, Toka space ASH. My other one, on which I post the shenanigans videos, is Captain Killa, which was made when I was in middle school and was going through a phase. So please do not criticize. I am not a serial killer, I promise.
All right. So as long as you send me those URLs in Skype, I'll put
Yes,
them on the
I'm
video.
also gonna. It's also spelled KAPTINKILLA.
Yes.
Just so people listening to the podcast can type that out.
right.
and
But like
watch
I
Who's
said,
Line.
as long as you send me those, I'll link them in the video. So.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah.
And to explain to the viewers, I am a actual legitimate reverend, so if you need a marriage done, feel free to hit me up on Facebook at Drew the Reverend Olson.
Or did we make that YouTube channel for you?
I have no clue.
Okay, well, if he's got a YouTube channel, because we think we made one for him, I'll link him as well, along with everybody else I normally link, but those be a little lower. All right, so we're going to see you guys next
yeah.
time.
We should probably make like a split podcast where Drew actually does nerd sermons.
That'd be amazing.
That would
Nerd
be
sermons,
amazing.
there we go.
He has to kind of get hired for that, though.
Yeah, they gotta pay me. I don't do anything for free.
Well, I'm sure you do some things for free.
I'll do a little something strange for a little bit of change. You never know.
All right, and with that, we'll end it. I'll see you guys next time. As always, I have been Shane.
This is
And I'm
Drew.
Ash. And I'm Ash.